This content is the property of Put It Out There TV, also known as PIOT TV, a property of the House of Yasha Allah Trust. If you are viewing and or listening to this content on a non-PIOT TV branded platform, then we kindly ask that you stop and flag this content for copyright infringement. Thank you.
What's poppin', everybody? It is JudahSon for Put It Out There TV, also known as PIOT TV, hashtag Put It Out There. Just had a notification, some crazy stuff. Anyway, we'll ignore that. Hope all is well with everybody today. I wanted to get this story out to you earlier, but it has been a change of plans. I don't know if we want to even call this a story. I guess it's an update. Bear with me as I get my workstation together. It's been a little bit since we talked about this particular situation, which is the unfortunate situation that happened back in July, dealing with Isaiah Robinson, which is a brother who was shot and killed by the Elyria Police, July 2nd, 2019, I believe is the date that this took place. I guess what's being alleged is that they felt their lives were in danger, or he was supposed to be armed, or something along those lines. But you know what they usually say. But anyhow, with the shooting being involving the police, what they had to do was get an independent, and I wish you could see me because I'm doing quotations with the fingers, an independent, unbiased investigator. And that investigator is an investigator out of the Lorain County Sheriff's Department Corporation. And a lot of people in Isaiah Robinson's family, and just people in general, are wondering what's going on, what's taking so long for this investigation to come to a head, for them to make a final decision whether there should be any indictments or civil suits or whatever the case it may be. Because it seems like when it's the regular people, the civilians, if you will, you know, their decisions are already made. People are indicted. They're sitting in the county for a year, 2 years before they even get their court case. Whatever the case, whatever the case may be, when it comes to regular people, they move right on ahead. It's not all this tedious investigating and tasking and things of this nature. So in my honest opinion, what I would say and what I've said before, is I believe that the investigation is biased, and there's a number of reasons for that. There's a number of reasons why I say that, and if you're interested in that, whenever you watch this video after it's been re-uploaded on our YouTube channel or Put It Out There TV, whatever, there should be a link in here that'll give you, that'll send you over to a video where we speak on how the investigation is possibly biased. All right. So again, this particular broadcast here is dealing with the report. So based out of this article that I have in my possession here, which was published by the Chronicle Telegram. Give me a second here. All right, and this was published on September 12th. It says here that the shooting remains under review. So I haven't even read this article. I've been sitting on this article since since the 12th. I've been sitting on this article. I haven't even read it yet. I wanted you guys to experience this with me as we talk about this. And this article was written by Dave O'Brien of the Chronicle Telegram. All right. So, goes on to say here The Lorain County Prosecutor's Office is continuing to review a report by the Lorain County Sheriff's Office on the shooting of 2 men, one of whom died by 2 Elyria police officers in July. All right, so the review is done. All right, so the review is done and it's been placed into the possession of the prosecutor. So now we know right now that, we're waiting for the prosecutor when it comes to this Isaiah Robinson case. Let's see what else we got here. It says Prosecutor Dennis Will said the report on the investigation completed by sheriff's detectives on the fatal shooting of Isaiah Robinson still is under review. I asked some other questions, he said Wednesday. Once those are answered, Will said he will ask investigators to go over the report with him. So it shows they're being very tedious on this particular task here. And see, what we have to understand is Dennis P. Wills is an elected official. So what we have to comprehend with situations like this is that politics always come into play. And they are specifically going to come into play when you have police shootings resulting in the deaths of so-called black men and women, right? Now, when it comes to that, we lose. We lose all the time. Man, they're being tedious. Let's go on. It says Elyria police pulled over a car at the Marathon gas station at East Avenue and Fuller Road on July 2nd, suspecting it might have something to do with a shooting at an apartment on Park Meadow Lane that day. According to Elyria Police, one of the occupants pointed a weapon at officers and they fired their weapons in response. Robinson, 39, who owned the car, died of his injuries. Now, this is what has to be said before I go further. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar, but there is a video floating around of the unfortunate shooting of Isaiah Robinson and Damon Battles. Damon Battles happened to survive. All right. Isaiah Robinson, from what I can see, what has been put together, is not the one who is being alleged to have pointed the guns at the police. All right, you got to think about this. Isaiah Robinson is not the one who is being alleged to have pointed the gun at the police. All right. With that being said, the only other person who could have allegedly pointed the gun at the police, if there was a gun pointed at the police, would have been Damon Battles, which is the one who you will see in the video who opened the back door. Isaiah Robinson was in the passenger seat of his automobile. I don't like to use those terms unless we're speaking commercially, but just for common understanding. So Isaiah Robinson was in the passenger seat. The man who opened the back door was Damon Battles. So if anyone was to have allegedly pointed a gun at the Elyria police, it would have logically had to been Damon Battles. Now, my question is, if Damon Battles pointed the gun at the police, right? He didn't die from the shooting, went to the hospital, was able to leave freely. Where are the charges? See, this is why they're being tedious. And I would hope that the people out there are thinking and asking questions themselves, because these people are public servants. You are the masters. You must always remember that so you can keep them in place and keep them doing their jobs. It's reported that the reason why the police, the policy enforcers, opened fire on those men in that automobile is because one is alleged to have pointed a gun at the police. We know that Isaiah Robinson is not the one who pointed the gun at the police. He was in the passenger seat of the automobile. In the video, the door that opened showed Damon Battles getting out of the automobile. That's the only one, if there was a gun, who could have logically pointed a gun at the police. Where are his charges? Where are his criminal charges for pointing a firearm at the police? These are questions that you must have in your mind before this moves forward and comes to head, because in my honest opinion, I feel like there's games being played. There's games being played with this particular case. All right, let's go forward. It says, according to police, one of the occupants pointed a weapon at the officers, and they fired their weapons in response. Robinson, 39, who owned the car, died of his injuries. The second man in the car, 39-year-old Damon Battles, was taken to University Hospital's Elyria Medical Center for treatment and later released. He has not been charged with any crimes. So again, this is why they have to play this game. Okay? We know for a fact that Isaiah Robinson is not the one who is alleged to have pointed a gun at the police. So why is there not a criminal charge? And I'm not saying there should be. I'm not saying I want to see Damon Battles in jail or in prison. But what I'm saying is to make this look a little bit more reasonable and to make sense to the people, Damon Battles would have to have a criminal charge of pointing that firearm at the police. Period. What's poppin', everybody? It's JudahSon with Put It Out There TV. We definitely appreciate you for interacting with our content. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to check the comment section or the description box for the link to the next video. Peace.